Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jay from another round. Just came in here, just to chop it up with you guys real quick. Just a short one, real quick, because I got a couple more things I need to do before my day is through. So, I wanted to address a couple of things that transpired last night over these YouTube streets. If you are new to the channel, first of all, please like, share, and subscribe. We've reached over 100, so I'm happy to announce that we're slowly progressing, and I love it because the whole goal is to bring unity to the community. And so, with that said, in these YouTube streets last night, some things took place. And if you were there, you know what I'm speaking about. If you wasn't, I'm not going to technically get all the way into it. Hey, Linda. But I just wanted to address a few things that happened because I wasn't on the live that took place last night. Um, I don't know if it would have been better if I was on the live because you guys know me. I can be a little short tempered at times, a little hot headed and heated, and I'll match energies real quick. And I'm working on that. I am transforming. I'm trying to be better in life, but sometimes the petty me just, it creeps out every so often. So I'm trying to keep that bag closed. But I did want to address a few things that took place last night. Um, and we've had this talk on this channel before about communication and how important it is that when you are engaged in communicating with others, your delivery is an important thing. And I spoke on it before of how if you speak to me a certain way, I'm not going to respond to you, and that's just the fact of how it is. Hey, everybody out there. Um, my responses could either be matched with your energy, or I'll totally ignore you and start thinking about other things that's going on better in my life than what you're saying. So all those great points that you may have had will be missed and not heard. And that's one of the things that kind of took place last night. A young lady came on, and she was passionate, yes, about her thing, and in her stance, and that's fine and everything, and that's wonderful. You got to be strong in your stances, get your points across. However, when you come with a combative tone to your wording, and all it is that my point, my point, my point, and I got to respond, I got to respond, I got to respond to every little thing without hearing everything, it becomes a problem in having a actual healthy conversation with other people. You can't get a healthy dialogue back and forth with one another if I'm just waiting for that one thing that you say wrong so I can respond to that one thing and just tear that piece apart, and not listen to anything else that you have to say. I'm just waiting to jump in. I'm playing double dutch. I'm just ready to just go and go and go. And that type of energy sometimes is very, one, it's not sometimes, it's very hard to deal with all the time. And for most parts, a lot of what you're saying goes unheard, it goes over everybody's head, and it's not productive for growth and understanding and learning. And so I sat all night with it because it didn't sit well. It got me just like real riled up in my skin because sister had great points. She had some great talking points that could have been just really good to have that conversation with last night. And on the platform she was on, it was not that type of that platform, that KS, that red pill, that pink pill energy platform where I just got to tell my points. I got to get my points out. I got to say what I got to say. And that's it. You can't say nothing back to me because I'm this and I'm that. It's not that platform. The platform she was actually on is an open dialogue platform. We don't always agree. We don't always share the same views. But the wonderful thing about the platform is we're able to talk through it. So all of us that are listening and watching and following, we can have enjoyable conversations. And not only that, we have things to think about later on and say, you know what, that was a different point of view. I see where they're coming from now. I understand a little bit more about my brother, about my sister. And that's the point of having these channels and these communities that we've been slowly developing out here, is to find other people that want to be united and want to have, you know, um, good unity with one another and love and understanding and grow. That's the problem with the Black community now, is that we can't grow because one person's steady coming in between all of us saying, no, you need to be on this side and you need to be on that side and you need to do this and you need to do. It's like, no, we are intertwined in this whole thing, especially if we American Blacks. We're all intertwined in this whole thing of still trying to grab ourselves from the bottom of the barrel and pull each other up. And that's not the way you pull each other up when I keep trying to tear the next person down. It went from one point of tearing men down to even, oh my God, Black women, this is what I can't stand. You guys coddling these people, they calling them in. We're all Black. We're all human. Okay? Calling each other, it doesn't hurt each other, but tearing each other down does. It doesn't help build us up and get us stronger and get us in a better place. And there was one part of it that I just really wanted to focus on when I speak on this part right here, because she made a good point on when you do have cancer and you don't go for, start attacking other parts of the body that doesn't have the cancer. You just remove the cancer from where it's at. That's true. But in earlier parts of that conversation, you spoke of how the cancer has spread it so much. That is, the cancer is just like a wild weed just growing everywhere. So you don't sit here and just attack the cancer, because now the cancer is the whole body. You're looking for the parts of the body that can be saved. And that's the parts that you want to focus on. You don't want to focus on the cancer no more, because I can't stop the cancer from growing unless I protect the parts around the cancer that haven't been affected. So if I help those parts grow and I get those parts healthy enough to be able to fight the cancer back, I can stop the cancer dead in its tracks and I can't get it nowhere else. And that's the whole point of having these conversations, is to affect the people that are trying to make the change, who want to make the change, who want to grow and be better. But you can't do that when we keep tearing those people down and grouping those people in with all the bad apples and all the bad seeds. A farmer doesn't cut down his whole tree because one apple is rotten. He cuts down the branches where those rotten apples and those rotten fruits continue to grow from. That's what we do. You don't cut down your whole field. You don't burn down the whole field of corn that's growing unless it's that time of year and that's how I got to replant it. When you're trying to nurture and grow things, there's a process to it. You don't sit here and say, oh, all my good roses got to go out with the bad roses as well. No, that's not how that goes. So in communicating, you have to be able to listen to the other party so you can find out where the weakness is and stuff. What you say here, Queen? You felt like she was a surgeon that had identified her identification of the issues was very specific, but her knife was blunt, and very much, I was just like, you want to cut too much. You want to cut the whole person. You want to cut everything about them. And you're talking about removing the cancer. Like, what else are you removing? Because you don't want to save the good parts. You don't want to save the good hearts and stuff, because you group them into everything as we continue to go down. I did the same thing. And here's the part, when I shut down, my level of petty doesn't go from listening anymore. It goes to actually attacking parts of you. And I had to check myself a little bit, because I was in the chat going ham. If you guys go back and read it, I was going in or whatever, because where I hear is hurt. You're coming from a hurt place, because anybody that starts male bashing the way that she went in, anybody is on those pink pill communities that talk the way they do, even those red pill communities, them men is hurt. Those people are hurt. And when they start talking from those places and stuff, that's all I see. And it's just one of those things. It's like, damn, sis, I really feel bad for you, because it sounds like you have daddy issues. You've been hurt by every man that you have encountered in your life, and you're not healed from it. And what's even sadder is that if you are a mother This is the energy you're going to give the next generation. And so you want better men and all this, but here's the thing. Here's a solution. We as women, our main goal from the beginning of time has been to raise the children that's coming up. So we have to take accountability that the fact that a lot of these young men that are doing the way they are and going about their lives the way they are is because their mother has raised them to be so. You know, I was just watching Portia's thing the other day, and the Dennis mom is basically coddling her son on his behavior because we don't want to admit that we raised bad children. We raised our child wrong. But the truth is, and I said this before, we don't come with manuscripts when we leave the hospital with our baby. We don't have this list of things that you must do in order for your child to be a most productive, successful person in life. We don't. So we're going to make mistakes. But the point is, own those mistakes. So your child can understand, okay, I could take accountability for stuff and it won't be a problem. I can move on, and these things won't affect me as I continue to grow. I can actually grow because I'm understanding the mistakes that I've made and making the necessary changes to move on and stuff. No, I mean, if you guys subscribe to our channel, you subscribe. I mean, I don't think she didn't have good points. I just can't deal with the energy right now, especially in the place of transition that I'm in. When I was in my petty stage, I probably listened to her all day long and this, that, and the third. But I love men too much. I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like having Peen in my life. I do. Okay. So I'm not about to be sitting here fighting it with it, you know what I'm saying, when I'm trying to do other things with it. I'd rather do other things and stuff. But there was a part, and I'm gonna read it to Tiffany in a second, but it was a part too, another part where to me the energy was I don't want to have a effective debate with you. I just want to get my point across and say what I got to say. You know, I feel this way and that's it. And I don't want to be changed. Because a person that really wants to understand why it is that a certain community moves and act the way they do, you don't come in so hostile and hot and heavy on the subject without wanting to really listen and learn, to grow, and to sit there and say, you know what, I hear you. However, I still feel like this, and you guys can do better like this. And that part where she sat there and it was the question was asked, well, what are your solutions? Well, I don't want to give no solutions because here you go, you should have the solutions, you're the man. But then you just complain about them. Then you just go on a whole rant about men ain't doing this and not doing that and this, that, and the third. You can't have complaints without solutions because ain't nothing gonna change because you're going to the same people that you're complaining about and asking them for a solution. If they had a solution and if they had a change, they would have made it already. Some people, men include especially, need encouragement for change. Because if we don't sit here and tell them that their behavior and the things that they're doing is a problem to us as a whole, why do they need to change? And we already know when we're in a relationship with a man and he goes, oh, you just nagging, you nagging, you nagging, you nagging. He shut down. So he ain't even listening to our complaining any daggone way because of the way we are choosing to complain. I don't like the way my man do dishes. So it's just like, babe, I got it. It's cool. I'll do it. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth. Oh, you did leave this on the dish and you do that. Or you do that. I'm wasting more of my energy telling him about himself than me just going to go do the damn dishes. But sometimes we have to be the example. This is what you get when you're the firstborn. I'm the firstborn girl. I'm not the firstborn child from my father. But from my mother, I'm the firstborn, period. And when you're the firstborn, you tend to be the example for all the rest. So this is what I'm saying. I tend to lead by example. I can be a hothead. I can be out here fighting. I can sit here and go back and forth. I can really, if I really want to, I can drag with the rest of them. I can sit here. I'll be a Candace Dillard all daggone day and really tell you about yourself. But what good does it do me? What good does it do you? Me tearing you down and making you feel some way without having a way to build you back up does nothing. I'll be right with here with KS. I'll be right out here with CG. I'll be all in these pink pill, red pill communities because that's all they do. Tear you down with no fix up, with no build up, no repair kit, nothing. But that's not my purpose for being here with you guys and talking to you guys. I want us all to be better. I want us all to win. I want us all to succeed. I want us to be happy with ourselves, loving ourselves so we can be loving on each other and not in that big old oral way, not that freaky of love, but real black love, real community love, getting us all back healed and expounding our community to the next level, back to where we're supposed to be, back to the kings and queens that we are. Right now, we in the streets fighting like peasants over the last breadcrumbs that was just dropped from the kingdom. Why? It's been too long. It's been far too long. And yes, the ladies are leading it right now. They're leading the battle right now. Yes, we are. Why? Because we've been leading the household. So we know what it is that it takes to raise these kings and queens that we need to do. We have the power to do it. We have the power to build our men up and we have the power to break them down. We've always had the power. Women have always had the power. That's the reason of the first people on this earth went down. Why they went down? Because of the power of the woman. Stop using our power for bad. Like, let's use it for good. We already did it enough. We did it from the beginning of time. We done gave Adam the apple. If the story is true, we done gave Adam the apple, and now here we are today. Black women have all the power. We made every single race in this thing. Black people together. Every race in this world came from Black people. I don't care where you want to say it, how you want to say it. We are the only people that can make any other race. You mix our blood with any other race, it's still Black. According to American laws, 1% Black, if it's in you, you got one drop of Black in you, you're Black. So we can water it down, we can whitewash it as much as we want, but at the end of the day, that it's going to pop back up. The color is going to pop back up. The features are going to pop back up. Still going to be Black. Can't no other race go and have a Black baby without being with a Black person, period. But two Black people can make a white baby. Two Black people can make a blue-eyed, blonde-haired child. They're out here. So, what you say, Tiff? I believe she was scared somewhere in her life. She did not want to get into a personal, and that was her right. But everybody's passion and views come from experience that's seen or been through it. And that is exactly the point. When you're still living in that hurt, when you're still living in those moments of being abandoned, of being hurt, of being abused, or something else tragic and trauma, you come off aggressive because you're a dog in the corner fighting for survival. But the fight wasn't against us. And that's my point. Like, the fight wasn't against this community. Because this community is looking for understanding and growth and trying to figure out why we've been divided for so long. And how do we unbreak these chains that we keep ourselves shackled in? That's why this community continues to grow as it is. It's growing at a slow pace, but it's growing. Because we're not dealing in the negativity all day, every day, without finding some reasons to make it better or ways to make it positive. It's going to be a slow walk. It's going to be a slow journey. And I thank her for the conversations because it brought up good conversation last night because we continued to have a little bit of talk and dialogue about it last night. And it brought out some points about are Black women really protected? And for a number of reasons, for the most part, what is not protected overall as a whole for Black women is our emotional safety. We're not worried so much about physical protection and things as we do need it. Don't get me wrong. We need those things because Black women are being abducted and harvested and sex trafficked at high rates. But it's the emotional support for the most part. The need to be heard. That's why she came off the way she did, because she needed to be heard. And it's those things that we don't have the support in. And, we got to have men like Kojo, like Sean, like Corey Black, like David, like, other men that are out here that are really trying to understand us better, not just for themselves. And another thing too is that they are men that hold other men accountable. They don't always agree about the stuff that they do, or they don't agree with each other's thoughts a lot of times. If you really listen to those guys, they have different opinions on a whole bunch of different things or stuff. And it's good because we're not all the same in this world. It's good to hear other people's sides and other people's opinions, but it's the way you go about it. It's the delivery of it all. You don't have to be so overly passionate. If you look up things of passion in the Bible, most of those things are negative because passion it sounds nice, it sounds cute, it sounds sexy, but when you're so passionate about something, you lose sight of what your overall goal is, and that's why I named this video "What's the end goal?" Because what was your end goal? What did you hope to accomplish? An argument? You didn't get it. Get kicked off the channel? You got that eventually, but it's not KS channel, so back and forth. It's not a problem for us. We'll let you go. We'll let you talk. Get your points across to some people that wanted to hear the fiery side of it. They heard it. Did it make an impact? Not a major one that it was needed. Is it going to fuel fire for the KS community, for the red pill community, for the pink pill community? Yeah. That was your end goal. Those were the targeted channels, If you wanted just to start more drama for other people to talk about Kojo's channel, that just draws more attention. So, appreciate it. Because it gets viewers up, it gets followers up. I don't know. And this Tiffany right here, that part right there, because that's all I really thought about last night, is any major Black man in history, and I'll just name like Malcolm X and Dr. King. Both of them strong, beautiful Black women next to him. Any major leader, if she wasn't the leader herself, she was standing right behind, right next to, right next to that man. Most of the time, she was the one who was probably encouraging that man to get out there and do what he do, keeping him sound and safe when he does, keeping him sane every time he come home, beaten by what the world has given him. We've been protecting people since the beginning of time. But the thing is, you want to sit here and say Black men don't protect Black women like every other culture. Asian culture, their women are technically not protected like that. If you go into particular Asian cultures, if you have more than one daughter, your daughter was killed. She didn't even have a chance. Your sons is your lifeline. So that's all they cared about. You go to white cultures, you know, the see you next Tuesdays, they love to call their women that all day. We get that wife beater t-shirts. The name of the t-shirt is wife beater. Who wears those the most? Now you might see, you know, young kids in the hood wearing them, but women, feminist groups were started by white women. Why? Don't sit here and say they was protected. That wasn't the reason. Black women didn't start feminist groups. Black women was only unprotected in recent years when certain people in power started making laws to lock the black man up, started putting crack cocaine on the streets. Because in the 60s, the 50s, parts, early parts of the 70s, because that's about when crack cocaine started getting on the streets, there was black communities, black families, structured black families. Black Wall Street was thriving, black people. Central Park, before it was turned to Central Park, was thriving with black people. Rosewood was thriving with black families. Those women were protected until their men got hanged and slain and put it behind bars or strung out on drugs. But we can't have these conversations because we're dealing with the right now. We're not dealing where it all started. We're not dealing on how it started and why it started and who it started with. In slavery, the black man tried to protect his black woman as much as he could. He took whips and chains for her. They created that divide. So to sit here and say a lot of things, there was a lot of points. There was a lot of points made, but we could have had the back and forth. We could have went down the line and really found out who the true enemy was. It's not black people against black people. It shouldn't be black men against black women. It shouldn't be a woman versus man thing because we were here put on this earth together for a reason. Women didn't just pop up over here from another planet and here we are. Now y'all got a deal. Men was gifted with us from God. And like I said, if the Bible thing is correct, I'm not about to challenge, and I'm not here to challenge the Bible and stuff. I do believe in God. I do believe in things, but you know, history is written by men to a degree. So until the day I get to talk with somebody in the past that was there at the beginning of time, I'll keep a if in that. But if the Bible things is true, we were put here together for a reason. Started, if you want to have technical things, it started in Kemet. Kemet was a big old land before it got divided by the floods. The earth was all pretty much one piece of land. And black people own most of it. Black people still own most of it. That's why we're the most feared, we're the most hated, and that's why they keep us the most divided. Not even just for so sad, not even just Black Americans. Black Americans are divided from Africans. It's divided from the UK. At some point, you get tired of the divide. I get tired. I really get tired of the divide. And I just wish that sister would have just sat there and just calmed her spirit and just had a conversation because she would have made some great points. And we could have broke those points down and we could have had a real good growth and unity session last night. Like, seriously. I didn't want to keep this too long because I do still got a couple of things I got to do. I got to make a couple more runs and stuff. But I thank you guys joining me for this little bit of time because I just needed to get that off my chest because it bothered me because, like I said, I'm really in a place where I want to see growth in us all. I want us all to win. I want us all to be better. You know, we've been making these strides, but it's still not coming fast enough. And we're getting closer. We're getting here. And these setbacks, these minor little setbacks, you know, but we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep going forward. And we're going to, you know, we're going to do it. It's going to take a time because, you know, speeches only reach those that know about it. So, and they thrive off of the negativity right now. You know, that's why these love shows that we love to watch so much is starting to change for the worse. They're not even trying to help these people find love no more. You know, and we all kind of losing motivation on talking about them now. And so we're trying to have other talks and dialogues and open discussions where we can just really just sit down and hash it out like humans. Be passionate, love your stance, stay in your stance, you know, but work on the communication part of it, work on the delivery part of it, you know, and stuff. Love you all too. Thank you, Raven. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you guys for joining, sitting down with it. You know, and that's another thing too, Tiff. We do got to shut down some of these negative narratives because it was sad to. I didn't want to say it last night, but a lot of people in the chat did. Angry Black woman. It's like, damn, can we escape that? Can we get away from that narrative one time? Just for just to show a different side of us. We can't even watch the TV without the one black people on there and they portraying the woman as an angry black woman. And it's hard. It's like, yes, we are angry, but we don't have to just throw it at everybody all the time. And you can be angry without yelling. You can be angry without shouting. You can be angry without being hostile. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, blessed day. You know, it's nothing but love. Sorry to bring the midday, you know, mess with it and stuff, but some things just have to be said sometimes. And, you know, I just needed to get that out, get it off my chest. We'll get back to more positive things. You know, I'm working on some stories of, you know, success stories from different people from different walks of life. So we'll start getting those out to you guys so you can see a lot of what Black people in America have been dealing with and what we have to go through and the struggles that and the hurdles we have to jump over to just make it in this world, you know. And sometimes some of us needed those teams. We needed those people to support us. And, you know, when we keep having this crab in a barrel mentality, we all gonna be stuck in a barrel. We just trying to get out the barrel. So let's continue to climb. We'll grow, until another round, you guys. Thank you guys for being with us. Thank you for being with me today. I appreciate you guys. You get anything out of the video, please like, share, subscribe. I always forget to say that at the end of everything. I just be so excited to talk to y'all sometimes. I don't even be caring if y'all like it, y'all share it, y'all subscribe it. I don't, I just be happy to think with you guys because you guys do push my thought process and I love it. I appreciate you all. Stay blessed. Peace and blessings. Love. Bye.